Welcome to yet another episode of the podcast Pedagogical Horizons, brought to you by Eduten India. Here we discuss ideas shaping the future of education. I'm your host, Geeta Gujral, and today we are asking a fundamental question. What does it mean to put the child at the heart of learning? This episode is all about the child at the heart of learning because when we center the child, everything changes. How does this swing impact teachers, parents, and the entire education system? To explore this crucial perspective, we are honored to have Ms. Indrani with us. She brings a wealth of experience in the field of education, passionately advocating for learner centered education. Ms. Indrani B, Director of Aravinda Educational Society, whose journey in education is both inspiring and deeply personal. Her story begins at home, where she and her siblings were homeschooled on their family farm. Her father, a passionate educator at heart, started a school for village children, planting the seeds of her lifelong commitment to learning. Through him, she was introduced to educators, schools, and thought provoking discussions that shaped her perspective on education. Inspired by the philosophy of Jiddu Krishnamurti, she set out to explore progressive education firsthand, visiting renowned schools like Rishi Valley in Madnapalli, Rajghat in Varanasi, the Valley School in Bengaluru, Sahadri in Pune, and even Brockwood Park in England. These experiences profoundly influenced her approach to learning and teaching. Today, she is an integral part of Aravinda Educational Society, which has naturally evolved into a community of three unique schools in Andhra Pradesh, each nurturing a learning environment that goes beyond textbooks. With an unwavering dedication to meaningful education, she continues to shape the future, one learner at a time. Welcome to the podcast. We look forward to hearing about your journey and insights.
I'm always welcome to you to this podcast channel and your enthusiastic face and with questions. I think it will make me feel and introspect myself to bring out what I have really inside. My insights.
There's so much to learn from you, ma'am. There's so much to learn from you.
Me
What is,
too.
ma'am? So we'll just start with the first question for you, and which is very, very important. What does it mean for all stakeholders when we say the child is at the center of learning? What does it really mean? I mean, in simple terms.
Yeah, we all know that when the child was an infant, we think that he's a center for all the community, for the home. Once he starts schooling, we are thinking of these words like child centric, the curriculum should be child centric. We have to move around the child, the curriculum is to be around the child and all. But who are the stakeholders? We have parents, teachers, community, the society, the policy makers, the curriculum makers, and all these come under the stakeholders. And now we have to, uh, according to the new policy, new educational, national education policy, we are tend to move from the rote learning to the child-centric, curriculum. So
Right.
child is the center for learning, of learning. So
Right,
whatever
ma'am.
we do, that is for the child. It should not be subject-oriented or it should not be teacher-oriented. More than that, it should not be adult-oriented. It is child. Child is the most important, person in the education system.
Agreed. So moving on from there, how does this placing the child at the center of learning transform education for teachers, especially, and the parents who are always in touch with you for various things, and the
Yes,
policymakers like you?
yes. Till now, the 20th century and all these years in India, especially the developing nation, uh, it, it was uh, it was trying to, uh, you know, educate the people for getting into some sort of vocation or profession or job or something else, because we are very much poor. Like, we had not have enough, civilized society, and the population is very much, and people require some sort of settlement. Like, everybody asks us, what course should my child take to get settled in soon, very soon. So to get into America or to get
Right.
into some sort of government job. So we are thinking of that, and still we are in that. But now it doesn't suit because of this 21st century. The child is not the child of 20th century or the earlier child. So the child requires a lot of his own thing. So he needs to come up with his own discovery. So till
Yes.
now, we were focusing on competencies which we have decided. Now the
Right.
child has its own needs.
Right.
Our curriculum should go along with the needs of the child.
Right. If we put it this way, I mean, it means like skill building. It's skill building and preparing the child
Yeah.
for future
Yeah.
career path. We wouldn't say a word like job, but career path,
Yeah.
right, ma'am?
It's very narrow thing. I think only
Right.
career, only job, only this
Yeah.
thing. We want to see that the child is holistically developed. So
Right.
he used to be a human being. He used to be he used to be the child. He used to be the human being which can live in the world. Like he is not belong to just India or the place where he lives. He's a
Global
global child.
citizen. Global
Global,
citizen.
yeah. To bring that citizenship, he has to
Yes.
acquire a lot of just the skills. What are the skills we
Yes.
like? Reading, writing, math, cooperative,
Mm.
competitive skills, and creative skills. And along with that, these are all curriculum. These are all part of curriculum.
Yeah.
Along with that, also has to see his own interest. What
Yes.
is what is the purpose of his life? He has to find out his own thing. There is something for each child. The child who
Yeah.
burns, he has his own himself, herself. There
Yes.
is a purpose for life that is to
Right.
be found out. That is to be
Agreed.
found out.
Very well put. Very well put in a capsule for everybody to understand, for the viewers also to understand. Coming to the next one is we've heard this term active learning. So, what does active learning mean, and how it is so important for a child learning actively and not passively? And what is the role of the teacher in this process?
Yeah. Active learning, we can coin in other word like, activity based learning,
Yeah.
play based learning.
Right.
So if you let the child sit for hours, how does he receive the things?
Hmm.
So he has to have his, body movement must be there. See, psychologically, physically, emotionally,
Yes.
socially, all
Yes.
these domains are to be touched upon, are to be
Yes.
taken care. If he is
Yes.
taken care of only cognition, only the intelligence, only the knowledge giver, only the teachers have become knowledge givers. No, the child has to discover that knowledge. It is already there. The child has to
Yeah.
discover himself. So when we are saying the word active learning, what is active learning? Whatever the activity he is involved, the child, whatever the activity he is there, himself is there physically, psychologically, it is active learning. Active learning leads for permanent learning, leads for continuity of learning, leads to
Yes.
get success, leads to correct himself, engaging him fruitfully.
Yes.
When there is engagement, the learning takes place.
Right.
It's very
Right.
unconscious learning takes place.
Yes. And it's full of joy because the child is
Joy.
exploring and finding out,
Yeah.
and it
Without
stays
joy, there is no
embedded.
learning.
Without joy,
Yes.
there is no learning. I agree with
There is no
you.
learning.
Yeah.
Learning is
And
only for exams. But with the joy, learning becomes permanent and it
yes.
continues.
Yes.
Learning is for life. Learning is not for
Yes.
just for the sake of that exam. It
Yes,
should be
and
like,
yes, like you said, it's embedded in the child. Then once the child is exploring with joy and finding out, it's there already. So
it's contagious.
yes, it is. It is. While you speak, I can visualize a lot of activities happening. So I think the teachers also have to gear up and step up. I'm sure they're doing in your
Yes.
school already.
Somewhat. I'm not sure of 100%, but every teacher has this in her mind that the child is to be an active learner. So what should I do to make the child active to be active in the class, to be involved in the class? What should I do? This is a challenge for the teacher for every moment.
Yeah.
It's not only for one period, active period. No, activity period is not one period. It should be the
Yes.
part of whole class. How I can engage him in activity? Activity need not be movement. Activity
Yes.
is inside, looking himself inside also. So do we
Yes.
give him a calm time activity where he can think of himself? What should I do if I were in that place? So this thought-provoking process, when you come
Thought-provoking,
to
yes, yes.
middle school and secondary, this should happen. So for that, teacher has to really work a lot, struggle a lot
Yes.
inside. It's
Yes.
not plan. We make plan, but when you go to the class, it differs.
I
The
agree.
child's psychology, that time his moods are different. The group moods are
Yes.
different. Teacher
Yes.
should be in a position to change the structure, change
Yes.
the according to the weather, according to the day.
Yes.
She may have, yes, she
Yeah.
has to be ready to come out with new ideas, that
So,
new creative.
yes, yes. So if I put it this way, teacher has to be intuitively involved also while in the class. She has to be
Yes.
mindful.
Yes.
She has to be present where she feels where this discussion is leading to. So accordingly, she can mold the whole classroom environment and make it actually actively, she should be actively involved to make the children active learners, I
Yes.
believe.
She should be healthy, psychologically healthy. She should be in a
Yes.
position to value every kid in the class.
Yes.
Every
Yes.
kid is to be valued. So
Yes.
nobody is underweighted, like, no, your answer is not this thing. And no, every child has his own potential.
Yes.
The teacher has to tap that potential. The teacher has to test herself. How can I tap the child? How can I bring out the best from each child? That is
Right.
the core thing of the teacher.
Right, I agree. So when we talk about this, I think emotional well-being is very important in
Very,
a
very
classroom for
important.
every
Yes.
child. We cannot just take if it's a class of 35. So giving an example, if 34 are doing well with me in the class is not doing well because there's one child sitting in one corner, everything is not fine there. So we have to have everybody together to move forward
Yes.
because, his mental state, whatever he is in, it could be home, it could be class. So we have to get everybody together and then move on. So I think the responsibility of the teacher is far more than what it used to be.
Yes, because every child is unique. So it is the responsibility of the teacher to see where the child is, what is the
Yes.
level of the child,
Yes.
what are the blocks, what are the
Yes.
hurdles to reach the child. You need to
Yes.
really go near to the child.
Yes.
Psychologically, we need to be close to that bonding, that relationship is very much important. Then the academics become very easier for the teacher and
Yes.
the child.
So it's the relationship first that comes in, and
Yes.
then the academics, and of course the child has everything, like you said. He just has to tap and see which one will play well where. So personalized learning also, I think you're also leading to something which is called personalized learning, where we support every child's strength and also stand by the challenges that the child has. So I think that's also very important for all educators and the parents who are watching us today, because they also need to understand, I mean, how things are changing. It's a shift. It's a shift that's happening. And how the parents learned when they were in school and how the children are learning now, I think it's slightly different. So the shift has been made already. So I think orientations and all are very, very important for the parents also to make them aware.
Teachers and parents.
Yes.
Now there is knowledge is everywhere. So gathering information is not education now.
Yes.
Earlier, in the beginning of education in India, we had to memorize all the Vedas and all, because we had no other scriptures, books and all. Now everything is on the tip of our fingers.
Right.
So information is need not to be stored and saved, and memory is not to be worried with all these things. Now how do you make use of the knowledge, whatever is there? You need not invent the wheel now. Its wheel is already there.
Yes.
You should know how to use the wheel for different things. So now the teacher, now at this juncture, the teacher has to plan for personalized learning, because every child is different in the class.
Right.
Their level of understanding is different. They have different intelligences. See, we see the So one child is interested in just reading, but many children are not interested in reading. They need some practical thing, hands-on
Yes.
activities.
Yes.
So engaging them as active learners is the foremost duty of the teacher, responsibility of the teacher, and our lesson plan should take care of all the students in the classroom, all type of
Yes.
students. Doing all this, in spite of all this, there are few students who are still lagging. In fact, the surveys and the data, if you see Azar or Pratham and all these surveys, tell us the facts that 60 to 50 to 60% of students not have the level of learning of that age. It's a
Right.
fact, whether it is private or government or
Yeah.
corporate or international schools, especially in reading, writing, and arithmetic. The 3 Rs, they are lagging behind.
Yeah.
They're intelligent in technology. Their IQ is much more, but they are not able to do the simple things like reading and writing,
Right.
which we feel are very important now. So now the personalized works are the teacher should plan for the groups, at least this group, without naming that group.
Yes.
Should be in a position to allot the project, some like project, some like practical field work, some like reading and understanding and explaining, presenting in the classroom. So taking these strengths, we have to have the plan in the classroom. The teacher it's a really challenging job for the teacher now than the teacher worked 20 years or 30 years. We have the knowledge everywhere. The teacher cannot just read out the lesson and explain the lesson, because children already know them through videos. And see, the NCRT, SCRT, ICSE, all the syllabus is nicely kept in the video format, and in different ways, worksheets, all assessments are being done. Then what extra teacher can give them? The experiences.
Right.
Inquiry based.
Spirit of
experiential learning. They need to experience. So as Gandhiji said, head, heart, and hands. These three, head, hand, and heart. With these only the teacher can give them the first-hand experiences. It leads for them for the lifelong learners. It's not just learning for this moment, for this class, but they will continue learning forever in their lives. That is to be done in the school only. Colleges never work for this. Universities can never work for this. Those all seeds should be sown only in pre-primary, primary. Then I lose hope sometimes in middle and high school, because these initial years are very, very important. Once they are made, once they are conditioned by 11, 12, 13, 14, it's very difficult to bring them back. That sensitivities are very difficult to bring, make them, instage them is very difficult.
Right. I mean, I think I couldn't agree with you more. And coming to this, when you talked about literacy and numeracy, that's also, very, very important in our country right now, because that's what is happening in foundational stage and preparatory stage. Literacy and numeracy is being given emphasis. And if I sum up what you've just said, I mean, experiential learning has been very close to my heart all along. I think I've been working in the way that you're saying, so I'm getting connected to you while you speak, ma'am. And talking about the variety of learners, not only in terminology, but yes, if there's a lesson that is happening and you have maybe 4 kinds of learners: visual, auditory, read and write, kinesthetic. If we miss out on one, it's over. I mean, we've lost. That child has missed that whole thing. So I agree with you what you're saying. I mean, and coming to play, ma'am.
Every child is to be valued. Every child is to be valued.
Yes. Don't we like to be valued, all of us? So why not the child? We all like to be heard. So why not?
Yes, everyone.
So do you think, ma'am, play is essential in a child's learning, the play, and how can that be integrated into academics? And mostly they say, okay, so yes.
Yeah, play. I mean, it's an active learning. It's not just
it's active learning
in the ground.
Yes.
Play doesn't mean only the ground. In outdoor games and sports and all.
Yes.
It also means you need to include some activity in learning. So if you are doing social sciences, you need to have some play. Play is like open up a dialogue, a discussion,
Yes.
go to the field, talk to the people, interview. This is all play.
Yes.
It's not just play in the ground, but all the activities. It's very much close to the active-based learning.
Yes.
Where we have the people like John Dewey and all. They have brought it to the life that child is to be the part of nature.
Yes.
Child is learn and discover himself, discover the knowledge, not that we throw the concepts upon him. From little known to the unknown, the child has to move step by step.
Yes.
For this, the teacher has to, arrange the arrangements.
Yes.
That environment is to be taken care.
Yes.
How with the, resources, the books, the digital, the human resources, how you develop them in the classroom.
Yes.
Or outside of the classroom, how you plan your lesson. It's not only one thing. Different things and different exposures are to be given to the child. This play-based learning will make the child a permanent learner, not just for this lesson.
Yes.
So he will get interest, the enthusiastic. Already the children are enthusiastic. The children are very curious. The teacher thing is the teacher has to work to pick up this, not to kill the curiosity, not to suppress that exploring mind and so play-based learning is essential for the 21st century child. Because he's active.
Yes.
He already comes, the child comes to this world with some sort of understanding. He's not up today.
Yes.
So the million years of mind is there. The brain is there. So
even when a child is 2 years old, 2.5 years old, everything is there with him. So when he comes to school, he's not a blank slate. Everything is carrying with him. So, I mean, I think what you said is absolutely right, and I agree with you. Coming to the parents now. So what role can the parents play in something like this, that school is trying to give the conducive environment? So how does a parent, how do you set the parent here? How do you, apart from orientations, what steps should they take to be in alignment with the school policies and for the betterment of their child?
Yeah, unfortunately, our parents are really ignorant. It's not because of, education. Even the educated parents, educated means so-called graduates and all, are not really aware of the child. They are giving birth to the child, but they are not really looking at the child as a child. They are only looking at the world after 20 years. See, they talk to us like, how he will become, what course he will take. In class 5 and 6, they talk about this. So it's very unruly. And the parents are really worrying. The countries like India, because the parents are middle class and upper middle class, they are looking at because of the poverty. We can't say no to this. So they worry about the settlement, security, the to be settled somewhere. So we are farmers. We have many parents from farming community, and they don't want, no parent wants their child to be a farmer. I tell them that there are a lot of courses, and you are a farmer, and your child definitely has something in his blood, the qualities a farmer has. Farmer, a lot of insights. Without any formal education, they know many things. My father knows many things.
I know. I was just going to say, just going to say, look at your background. You're coming from that background and see where you're taking education. So, I mean,
he's much wiser than me. My father was much wiser than me. He can say whether it's going to be rain or it's going to be this is the right time to have the crop, and this building is that and it needs water. See, they have that insight. They have that unconsciously. They have that open-mindedness. The education is is making us very narrow-minded. I feel like so. Parents are to be really taken care, madam, and we have a big role. Of the educators should really take care of the parents as stakeholders to make them understand their child.
Yeah, true.
Please observe your child. Don't keep any conditions. Don't compare. Don't have a competition. Just let the child grow as he is. Value the child. They will grow very well. If you value the child, if you respect the child, it's not that children respect the elders. Elders should also respect the child.
Role model. You know
Yes.
what we do, they observe us more than what we tell
Yes.
them. So they're observing
Yes.
us all the time, I mean, in a school, at home, if we are respectful to everybody, this they will imbibe automatically. They will imbibe
Yeah.
automatically. So, Miss
But I think
Indrani,
there is there will time for the parents. I think
yeah,
it will take some more years to understand the child. The parents are really sometimes I feel like why do they have children? Because
no, it's not. It's
they
just that we
can't
have
bear
to
the
keep.
children.
Yeah, we
Mm.
have to keep doing. We have to keep doing. We have
We
to
have to
keep
keep
doing.
doing.
So
Yes.
that passion has
Yes.
to be there in educators. And I'm
Yes.
sure
Yes.
we all holding hands together will take it far.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I would just want to thank you for this conversation, which has been truly insightful for me too, and I'm sure for the viewers as well. Your journey, your passion for education, and your dedication to creating meaningful learning experiences are really inspiring, Miss Indrani. Thank you for being on this show today. It's been an absolute pleasure. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you once again.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. We hope this episode has given you valuable insights into the power of education and the impact of progressive learning approaches. Every child deserves to be at the heart of learning. So stay motivated and keep making a difference. Let's keep the dialogue going and shape a learning journey that truly supports every child. If you found this conversation insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Stay tuned in with us for many more enlightening conversations on pedagogical horizons. Learning and teaching never stop. Keep the journey going.